Yes, everyone, you know what time it is. It's your boy Jack here at the Irish Hotspur, here to deliver you that watch along between the mighty Three Lions of England and the Americans. The Yanks are taking on the English here. Honestly, we've been looking forward to it for quite some time. Fans of the U.S. men's national team. I must say, I'm not exactly, let's say, the most hardcore fans of the U.S. men's national team, but I'm here for it and I'm here to support them and I'm here to take a bit of banter in case it doesn't go too well. Davo is, I think, enjoying, a night out with the missus. I believe there's a very sort of important program and show going on over in Ireland tonight. So it's Dave's responsibility to keep everything tidy over there in the household and make sure nobody gets too angry with him. So I think Dave's taking the night off, probably not even able to watch this game at all. So sadly, he's not going to be with us today, but we are going to be joined by Nicholas today, and he's going to be actually weirdly a spy, you could say, behind friendly lines, really, because in fact he is actually an American like myself, but not really a big fan of the U.S. men's team. And like I've said to you before, everybody, have a bit of a mixed relationship with the U.S. team. Not a big fan of Alexi Lalas. Don't really like Clint Dempsey too much and some of those guys. So, like I said, bit of a mixed relationship with them. I feel like sometimes we're a bit overconfident. We can sometimes maybe put a little bit too much pressure on the boys here, but we were looking pretty saucy against the likes of Wales and probably deserved maybe a bit more than that draw. Then again, though, I thought Wales probably did enough to earn the draw. Kind of a bit of a mixed debate there, you could say, on that sort of one, but a big opportunity here to put a dagger in English hearts. A big opportunity here to sort of humble the likes of the English, and it's always gone well for the Americans, if I'm not mistaken, anytime they've been in these big tournaments. But this is another opportunity, let's say, to humble the likes of the English. But everybody, really do appreciate you all tuning in. Really do appreciate you all joining us here on the Irish Hotspur, doing these watch alongs for the World Cup. But Nicholas, we have you here, and maybe explain yourself and explain that lovely outfit, but also maybe that red kit that you're wearing. Like I said, you're a spy behind friendly lines right now.
Well, Jack, this is the only time you will ever catch me wearing red. This is the
Mm,
only time when
good.
my beloved Three Lions are playing for king and country, man. And it's time to bring this hype balloon down to earth, man.
Wow.
USA men's national team has been a disgrace for as long as I can remember. Okay,
Mm.
okay, they got some good kids coming up. I respect what's going on right now. It's a little bit easier to get them behind them, but buddy, I am an England fan through and through, man.
Yeah, yeah. I'm kind of with you. Where yeah, I would say the U.S. team isn't exactly my first love. My first love were the itches of Serbia and Croatia. Then fell in love with the German national team and plenty of other teams after that. But the U.S. team, I'm going to have a bit of a soft spot for them here today. I'm going to be a designated fan. I'm going to be your honorary Yank. Everybody at the Irish Hotspur, and like I said, feel free to join me. Feel free to be on the side of the Americans today, or feel free to be maybe with Nick here and have a bit of banter, because you never know. It could go quite well for us, or it could end up going quite ugly, because I also am not a big fan of the coach over at the U.S. men's team, Craig Berhalter. He doesn't really seem like the smartest of chaps by the looks of things, and I feel like he kind of sort of lost the game against Wales when they sort of probably
Uh,
had it in the bag, and he made a few probably questionable substitutions, perhaps also took the foot off the gas maybe at halftime with that team talk and all that sort of stuff. So it is going to be an interesting one. But everybody, let's get into the chat here, Nick, and see what they have to say. Stevie Frazier in the house. Sorry, Jack. Best of frenemies today, man. Come on, England. Big up,
don't
Stevie.
worry, Stevie. Don't worry, I got your back too, man.
You got the representation, loud and proud, Stevie, right beside me. Jazz Fusion, American, but had England and Iran getting out of the group. Have seen nothing change that opinion as of yet. Jazz, I mean, that would be a spectacular prediction to go right, I would say, especially if you even put a few quid on it. Be unbelievable, but very, very clever of you, my man. Mark is in the house. Good to see you. Sorry about that dropping incoming. You never know, Mark. You never know. Wolves, Finland, and the flag is still there. Wow, he's singing our horrible anthem. 1-0 USA. Though I don't have anything against England succeed either this tournament. Wolves, I mean, I'm good to see that you're, rooting for the USA here. But I feel like it could go either way. I think we could probably really show up here, perhaps maybe catch England by surprise, or end up getting really kind of humbled and really shown that quality that the likes of the English have. We have THFC Till I Die. He says, USA, USA. Come on, you red and white army, undefeated against England, 1950 since 1950, and then in the 1950 loss, and then a 2010 draw, I believe is what he's saying there. But big up Dermot, and it's good to see that the Irish are behind the Americans today. And I'm pretty, if I'm not mistaken, Nick, it's pretty much any team that's coming up against England. Plenty of the Irish will be designated or honorary San Marino fans. They'll whatever it
You know,
takes in order to beat the
which is
likes of the English.
understandable. I can't blame anybody mad at being mad or being pissed off at the English. The English have pissed off a lot of people over time. But what we're about to see is definitely one of the ultimate grudge matches.
Mm.
It's our great mother England versus the traitorous colonists, and we there's a little payback due, is what I would say. You know.
Absolutely.
Definitely, the American media has been overhyping this team and this confrontation, as they tend to do. So I got to imagine that the U.S. side is very pumped up right now.
Yeah,
You know,
I would imagine so. Especially, I mean, who wouldn't be pumped up after a red-faced rant from Alexi Lalas? King Hoddle, come on, England! Big up, King Hoddle. T.O. Isaac in the house. Frank Last, morning, Jack. Bad luck, Jack. Pretty bad luck yesterday when it came to the streaming, but it's going so far so good, Frank. Tottenham forever. Big up, Jack. I'm sorry to say you're going to lose this one, by the way. It's Ryan. Big up, Ryan. Good to see you in the chat, my man. We have Mia supporting the big three Lions. Big up, Mia. Good to see you in here. Jerry supporting the Yanks. Big up, Jerry. KPV is in the house. He loves smashing those bloody Yanks. That's what he loves doing. Good to see you, Elias. God save our national team. Make dire sheets all stay clean with good saves from Pickford. Send us victorious. Make Harry's runs less laborious. He'll win the game for us. God save our team. Wow, I love that.
well
I
put.
can't sing that. He actually put that also in the tune of, I believe, the English national anthem. Elias
That's
did, so
right, man.
great work there. And then he also almost pretty much spammed the chat with a plenty of USA's get battered everywhere they go. So Nick, it's already getting kind of heated in
Yeah, it is, man. I mean, the gloves are off on this one. I'm
here.
telling you. I gotta believe that the majority of the people in this chat right now would love to see a Harry Kane hat trick, man, and open up. A happy Harry Kane is a happy Tottenham Hotspur. That's where I'm going to leave it right there. So we all want to see some action from the main man himself.
KPV saying Jack won't let me do the England flag.
Yeah,
England
I looked
flag.
that up. I looked that up too right now, man, and it's not letting any flags go through. I couldn't see any. So I don't know if that's a little USA
Maybe Dave
internet.
Harris put something in the code or something like that. Perhaps banned,
Good.
any of the English flags and American flags. Only Irish flags, maybe. Maybe only Irish flags allowed in the chat here. You never know. Perhaps Davey pulled a
All I'm
fast one
seeing
on
is
us.
a black flag, a white flag, the pride flag, and the skull and crossbones. So maybe that is David Harris,
Good
because it
choices,
sounds about
honestly.
a little bit of his shenanigans going on right there. But
I
yeah,
like those.
I can't see the option for any flags right now.
Uh,
But listen, England fans, everybody knows you're out there, man. You are in force right now. I gotta say, man, I've been seeing a lot less pro England hype for this tournament than we did over the Euros and we did in the previous
you don't
World
think
Cup,
they're
man.
confident after that last result?
You know what, man? Not so much as the last result, but really going into this tournament altogether, man. There
Hmm.
was a lot less Vindaloo. It's coming home being sung. There was, a lot less just in your face,
Right.
England support than I've seen in the last couple of decades, man. This
Right.
has probably been the calmest. And I got to say, I mean, you think it's up to just the overall hesitance to get too behind this competition in general, or is it blowback from the behavior during the Euros? I think it
Mm.
could be a balance of the two.
Definitely so. And let's take a look at these lineups here, and then we'll go to Adrian Chia super chat. Big up, Adrian Chia. Pickford is in goals for you, Nick. You got Kieran Trippier yet again at right back, John
Hmm.
Stones and Harry Maguire as the back two there with Luke Shaw at left back, Jude Bellingham, the absolute genius, and in my opinion, basically the best midfielder in the world, alongside Declan Rice there. You got Bukayo Saka, Mason Mount, Raheem Sterling, and the big H. Kane. And look at his hair as well. It's looking gorgeous, everybody. For the likes of the Yanks, we have Christian Pulisic on the left as the number 10, joined by I'm not actually sure who Mr. Wright is. It shows how bad. Haji Wright plays for
Yeah,
Schalke. By the looks of things, or no, he actually plays over in
totally
the Turkish
unfamiliar.
league. He plays
Oh
over in the
yeah.
Turkish league. I've
Okay.
actually done a career mode one time with that Turkish team. Good for him. Timothy Weah over at the right wing. So interesting choice for the striker here. Yunus Musa, though, Tyler Adams, Weston McKennie, a fabulous midfield, if you ask me. And we've already gotten kicked off, everybody. So I do apologize. I'll get the timer going. Already a yellow card for the likes of Jacko. I really had it all set up and everything as well. But let me get that timer situated for you, everybody. But the Yanks have kicked off here. I'm actually pretty satisfied with the lineup that we've gone with here today, but I am kind of interested with maybe England sort of not backing down, Nick, and continuing with that back four. Are you happy to
With the
see
back
that?
four. Yeah, absolutely. I am, man. I really don't want it. I don't want to see a lot of safe play. I don't want
Yeah.
to see a lot of passes. And I want, because there are goals in
Hmm.
this with these two lineups as they are. Basically, when it comes down to it, defenses are not 100%,
Yeah.
which means there are goals in this match.
Hmm.
Um, I still, even with Slabhead's form lately, I got to put it on him and John Stones as the better pairing.
Yeah.
Um, However, we know, man, people shut off on this England team, especially in defense.
Definitely. And I think they're fully capable of scoring plenty of goals, but they're also capable of conceding plenty. Adrian Chia, big up, lads. USA can win 4-3 so long as a Harry Kane hat trick. That's what we want to be seeing is H. Kane scoring the goals. And I felt the same way that yesterday about that Serbia, Adrian. Like, as long as Serbia lost to two Richie goals, like, I'll take that. I mean, I'm happy to see Richie score a brace against the Itches. And that's probably dream
Absolutely.
scenario for me if they were to lose. So maybe if the Yanks were to lose today, Harry Kane hat trick is probably the best way to, satisfy that sort of defeat, if you ask me, or make it a little bit easier. But Nick, how do you see this one going? What would be your sort of score prediction before we concede a Harry Kane penalty?
It's either going to be a 0-0, right? Yeah, because that's coming up. It's coming
Yeah,
up.
it's
But I think
inevitable.
the most likely score is one of the most likely scores in football, which is a 2-1. I could see it being very much like a Spurs match,
Yeah.
where England go down 1-0, at the before the half, and then come back with two at the end. Um, the question
Hmm.
is, who's got the legs? Who's got the better legs of this squad? Is it the
Mm.
young and fiery Yanks, or is it the well-seasoned England team?
Mm. I think you got to have some young legs in that England team, but uh, good clearance by Mr. Slabhead there. But Adrian Chia, I'm loving that you're back in the Yanks today, and I do appreciate it. We need you guys today. We need people. J. Co's in the house. Good to see you, J. Co, you absolute legend. Daniel Larson, good to see Daddy Hoiberg again here. Welsh gal. Oh, so tough. So tough. I didn't get to see the game because it was at 2
That was
a.m.
a foul. That was a foul. You can't be throwing the man down like that.
2 a.m. It was for me, Welsh gal, Iran
Yeah,
and Wales, but like 2 90th minute plus goals, like that's just heartbreaking, Welsh gal. And so I
I
guess maybe
woke
your
up.
job is just to upset the English now. I guess they're just gonna sit there and probably just cause an upset. Maybe nothing to lose now for you, Welsh gal.
No, I gotta believe that if Wales goes out, then Welsh Gal's still going for England. I know
Hmm.
that's tough, but it's Harry Kane, and just as we all know,
She does like Harry Kane.
most of the English are really Welsh anyway. You know, when you come right down to it.
Uh, Ian Ferguson, up the Yanks. Big up, Ian. Good to see you in here, you absolute legend. Wisdom Wolf as well. Good to see you. Paul Beatty, England, England. Big up, Paul. Good to see you all in here. Thanks for tuning in. We also got Lisa. Big game tomorrow, Lisa, for the Mexicans. Huge game tomorrow.
Yes,
It's a
huge,
no Polish
huge.
household for me tomorrow. No Polish food, no kielbasas allowed. Only the greatest. Coronas, Modelos, tacos, tamales, ceviche. It's going to be flowing. Don't you worry, Lisa. Big up.
Yeah, you got a score prediction for that one, Jack? Because
Oh yeah. Before this Harry Kane penalty happens,
uh-huh.
I'm gonna go for a cheeky 1-1 here.
Yeah,
I think I
okay,
could see this being actually a good game, but maybe a lack of goals.
yeah,
Perhaps against the narrative. 4-3, though, could be possible considering two atrocious defenses. What I would say, though, just quickly, a guy that has maybe really surprised me this season has been Tim Ream. It is unbelievable that he even now is like being called up for the men's team. and everything, considering his age. And he's also, when I
Mm.
looked at some of his stats recently, he's been like one of the best passing center backs in Europe like this season. Like he's been spectacular. I don't know what sort of training camp he went to or something like that over the summer, or Marco Silva's just tapped into, his true ability, but the guy's actually just turned into a completely different player, Tim Ream.
Some people just turn a corner, especially athletes as they get in their latter years. So wait, who you giving the big hard one to?
Oh, who am I
I just
giving
saw you.
the
I
the
just saw you
goals to?
throwing signs. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, now, oh, Lisa, she said, "Don't forget the tequila," and I said, "Come on,
I
Lisa,
got it.
absolutely right."
You have to. You have
If
to.
it's a victory, Lisa, for the Mexicans tomorrow, I would say mezcal. Maybe up it a bit. No need to settle for the regular tequila.
Hmm. Listen, I tell you, if Mexico comes out with a win tomorrow, it's going to be crazy around this neighborhood.
I would probably say, yeah, yeah, especially where you are, definitely. I would love to
Uh,
be there for that. I would love to be there. I would say I almost kind of like the Mexico team as much as I like the USA team. Like I always said, they're my favorite neighbors.
you
Between the two, between the two we have of the
really?
USA.
I got to say I'm partial to Canada, but it's always an interesting dynamic between the Mexico USA football rivalry. I've always found it to be a little bit manufactured.
It is a
Like
bit
it's just
manufactured, but I think it's good that there's a rivalry between us. I like a lot of the Mexican players. Like I've
yeah,
always,
yeah,
and
me
I
too.
and I love Mexico. So I just
I
it's hard
have
for me
I've
to
spoken
it's hard
to
for
a
me to have a rivalry there. It really is.
I've spoken to a lot of hardcore Mexico supporters, Mexican nationals who follow the football team, which is a hell of a lot of people, and they are extremely passionate, and they are very passionate about that rivalry too. They take it very seriously. What I find
As
more
they should.
interesting, though,
As
what
they
I find
should.
more interesting though is I have met a lot of Mexican Americans who do not support the Mexican national team and are far more loyal to the USA team.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Interesting. It's almost maybe like it is maybe an Arsenal Tottenham situation to a degree.
just
It
a
probably
bit,
is kind of like you
a
just got to
bit.
make that decision early, right? You can't,
Uh huh.
probably, in fact, what I'm doing right now is maybe sacrilegious even of, trying to love both. I guess I'm not allowed to do that, maybe.
You cross some dangerous lines there, buddy.
Yunus Musa from Valencia.
On a break.
He's brilliant. He's actually born in New York, by the way. Yunus Musa.
Okay. Okay. He's the guy we were trying to figure out the other day
Same
that
with
was
Tyler
born in New
Adams,
York.
if I'm not mistaken, right? Wasn't
Yeah.
Tyler Adams?
Yeah.
Or he played for New York. And then Brendan Aronson is from Medford, New Jersey.
That doesn't mean I'm going to like him, Jack. You can throw all the names and places out you want. That doesn't change my
I'm
mind.
trying.
You know who I love? I love Kieran
I'm trying to
Trippier.
pull at your
You know what?
heartstrings
I don't
here.
care what anybody says. I still love me some Trips.
I'm trying to pull at the heartstrings here, everybody. It was a good
Uh,
attempt. Come on, you
yeah, it was a
Yanks.
nice
Big up,
try.
Derek.
All right.
Good to see you, King Huddle. If I haven't said hello to you, King Huddle, good to see you, my man.
All right. So unfortunately, this is what I exactly don't want to see, which is a lot of safe play here. There's a lot of passing it around between Slabhead and Stones, and back through to the fullbacks is not a whole lot of positive motion, particularly from England. The best breaks I've seen so far are on the U.S. side,
Yeah.
but
Daniel
there's not
Larson
a
knows
lot.
what I'm. Daniel
There's not a
Larson
lot
knows
of
what I'm
direct
saying.
press
He's
either.
saying
Mm,
Daniel Larson's saying Denmark is his favorite neighbor, so he knows what I'm saying. You got three neighbors to
right.
choose from, if I'm not mistaken. If you count Finland as one.
So I don't see much press from either side, man. It's really kind of like a passive pressing. Nobody really wants to make a mistake.
Where do you think England could hurt the USA? Is it maybe from a set piece? Is it more just from open play?
I think right now England is the most dangerous from set pieces. I think
Hmm.
because I mean Harry Kane is on it with them, and he's been very good with his head lately. Do I? We don't have to mention again the man in the back with the giant head. It's been how many times has Trippier now just been said? You know what? There's that big lollipop right there. I'm just going to try to hit that. Just
Hmm.
try to hit the big thing in front of me there.
Oh, Jude
Okay, England
Bellingham
on the break
here.
here
Bukayo
for
Saka
for the
pulls it
for
back. Oh! Great block
Oh,
by Zimmerman. Absolutely lovely. It's so confusing to have two
that's
center
what we want
backs
to
with
see.
two blonde center backs with man buns. It's just not allowed. I don't think. I think
No,
that's
no,
just
no,
should be
no,
against
no.
the
That's a
rules, I
fashion
guess.
faux pas.
It's well,
But a
it's
very
also
good block.
confusing for any,
Uh,
observer here. Jazz Fusion saying the Medford, New Jersey Messi. Completely agree. Ian Ferguson saying hoping for a Yorktown result, but I'd live with the Bunker Hill as well. I would say maybe Ian, we just sort of stay compact. Maybe hide away in the Delaware River for a bit, sort of kind of stay away from them, maybe stay under the radar, then come out after them and just take over Boston. That's what I say we do, Ian. That's what I think the approach we go for.
what I would have to say is touche, Ian Ferguson. Touche.
Good defending there. Absolutely right, Daniel.
England
Oh,
is making things
Harry
happen.
Maguire
Trying to,
saucing all
yeah.
over us.
Oh, but why? Why? What's the point of that shot, man?
Oh,
But
slab
Harry
head showing a
Maguire
bit of the
showing.
Techers.
I know, man, that you didn't think he had it in him. And what in God's name is he doing that far forward? Was it a
Oh,
set piece? Did I miss that?
oh, it's like
Yes, it
Davinson
must have been.
Sanchez away from his own
Whoa!
box. He's like Davinson Sanchez, maybe better away from his own box.
Yeah, Huddle. I think we all thought that was Kane's opening goal right there. But we want to see more of that, without a doubt. A lot of rushing, a lot more men in the box.
Mm,
I mean, that's
Ian
where England's
Ferguson.
going to get their joy from, is overloading this defense.
Oh, not a bad flick on there by Mr. Haji, right? I also love that he plays in the Super League over in Turkey. I mean, big fan of that.
Well, listen, you're going to learn a lot, man, especially as a young American.
Paul Beatty, welcome to the fan show, my man. Thanks for grabbing that membership, brother. And like I said, or I don't know, maybe you didn't hear this, but the fan shows are kind of not on the same schedule right now because of this World Cup and everything. But we will once I get back to New York. Once I get back home, we'll sort of get back on more of a normal schedule right now. As you can tell, not in the same sort of setting I usually am in. I'm over in the hometown of Seattle. And so the time zone isn't exactly ideal. And we were going so hard over the month of October and, I guess part of November too, really to a degree. And I think we're just sort of not on the same exact schedule. So I can't exactly say when the next fan show will be. Probably Monday is what I might tell you, Paul. But big yourself up, my man. I really do appreciate the support. So if I were to promise something, don't hold me to it because we love breaking promises over here. Monday probably will be the next fan show if possible. If not, then definitely a Wednesday because I'll be back home in the likes of Brooklyn by Tuesday at the very least. So big up, Paul, and really appreciate it, my man.
Luke Shaw with the ball here, trying to make something happen down the left. Oh, little wiggles. Is that Sterling?
Raheem shaking the booty. Here he
Mm-hmm.
is.
Oh, terrible pass from Kane. Fantastic idea, but the delivery was bad.
I really like actually Anthony Robinson, that left back over at Fulham for us. I actually think he's great. And he gets stuck in here. Well done, Anthony. Commentator's blessing. Yunus Musa. Wearing the number 6 as well. That's classy.
And is he playing up top? Is he playing striker? No, that's
Yunus Musa is like a midfielder for us.
He's a midfielder
and he's like 19 or 18 or something. He's quite young and he plays at Valencia. He plays regularly too.
Bellingham very much playing the anchor on this one.
Mm-hmm.
And England playing a very high line.
I feel like dangerous. If England lose Bellingham or Rice, Nick, they would have to maybe move to that back three. But the fact that they do have Bellingham and Rice maybe allows them to play a back four.
They're very more comfortable with two people.
Good pass there from Kieran Trippier. Harry! Great defending. Who was that? Maybe Weston there.
That was very telegraphed, though. We all knew what he was going for. Kane tried to do a Richie. Absolutely.
He wanted to take what would be the odds on that?
Have we ever seen a Kane bicycle kick? I don't recall it.
I think he's more of a fan of the scissor, if anything.
Yeah.
The bicycle is, probably not as
okay. Forte. In the sack again. They're trying to get the joy off the right side.
Yeah, they're deep in our half here, England. Matt Turner, Gooner, picks it up. Bit of relief here for the U.S. Ooh, good touch there. Rocking the short socks as well. Lovely.
Yeah, Daniel Larson. I mean, I hate to say it too, but Saka is, He does have quality, man. And that his goal against Iran was phenomenal, man. Off the hop. So the kid can play. Too bad it's for the wrong side.
Big up, Adrian Chia. Thank you for the super chat, my man. He says, big up to all the Asian teams this World Cup. No pushovers. Absolutely right, Adrian. And I said, actually, in my
Yeah,
World
yeah,
Cup
yeah.
predictions
Good
video,
point.
I had Japan as the dark horses. I think it was Serbia and Japan were my dark horses this tournament.
Whoa. Too much juice on that pass. Nice block.
Oh, but big up, Adrian. And South Korea, I mean, I
Oh,
think they did the job
nice
against
grab by
Uruguay.
Harry. Come on, Saka. Did you see the Qatar Senegal match, Jack?
I did
Or was that
not.
a little bit too early?
A little
Okay, I
bit
was
too
gonna.
early and not as much of a get off your seat sort of a fixture. But
No, 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 but it was entertaining. I got to say that. And the Senegalese team, man, is they're more than the sum of their parts, without a doubt, man.
did my
They're,
man
they're,
Nicholas Jackson score by chance?
no, no.
Oh, darn it.
But there was a penalty shout for Qatar that I think everybody and their grandmother thought was a nailed on um,
Yeah.
penalty, but
And
it
you would
wasn't
think,
given. The referee is a guy that we know. I can't remember his name, but it is the biggest scumbag from the Champions League, the Spanish guy with the bald head.
oh,
You know
that
what I'm talking
guy.
about? Oh man, I knew it. I knew there was no way he was given.
I
It doesn't
love
matter
him
if it
actually.
was a dead
Oh,
penalty. That was a
yeah. No,
chance, but definitely wide.
he's the Mike Dean of
Yeah.
yeah. No, he's all about himself. He loves himself. He
Mm.
loves all. Yeah, he's
He
absurd.
loves the limelight. He loves the disco.
No, he's yeah. He really he
Uh,
referees like it's a disco. You're
yeah.
absolutely right. All the pointing and stuff he does and everything. You're absolutely right. Uh, but big up Adrian G. And like I said earlier, South Korea I thought did the job against Uruguay as well. And if they continue to get the points in the next fixture too, then absolutely right. No pushovers and some other good examples too that I'm probably not thinking of at the moment because there's so many teams now in the World Cup. It's hard to keep track these days. Adrian G. But big up, my man. Really do appreciate it.
And Mia, yeah, he does look like Uncle Fester, that ref, except with Uncle Fester without the charm.
Zimmerman into Yunus Musa to Tim Ream here.
So, what are your thoughts so far on how each team is trying to approach each other, man? I think it's a very cagey
It is cagey, but I feel
affair.
like England are going to be the first to score. If you ask me, I feel like
Mhm.
anytime it's gone down Saka's side, they've had good chances. They've had good chances, and he's had some good cutbacks. And if the USA didn't have some good last minute defending there, they probably would have scored one of those. But that's all
Mhm.
credit to the defending by the center backs. But they have opened us up. Let's say England, they definitely have. In fact, one of those was a good chance. That Zimmerman block was a great chance.
Yeah, I mean, I agree, Ferguson, man. The USA kit doesn't look so bad. They've had some shockers in recent in past. They've had some decent ones, but they've had some ones that just make you scratch your head. As you could say with the England squad. What do you think of this England kit, man? I actually like it. I know a lot of people don't, but I like this England
I
kit.
don't like England's kit. I actually think some of the best kits. I think Mexico's home kit is amazing. It's absolutely gorgeous. I
Mhm.
actually thought Germany's home kit was really nice too. I like that stripe down the middle as well. And there's another kit that I did enjoy too.
What was
Trying to
that?
remember.
Trips.
Portugal's like full kit.
Portugal's is saucy.
It's a
Portugal's
very
always has a nice one.
and they were
Yeah, yeah,
playing. Who were they playing? They were playing Ghana, and I actually thought
yeah.
that was Ghana when I looked at their kit
Right,
because
right, right, right.
it was that cool of a kit. You would think Ghana would have that sort of kit, but it was Portugal. It was very lovely.
My spot. What? Too late, Harry. Oh, he's trying to do it all himself. There you go. Let Saka get a little bit. Bellingham taken down there. The ref says no way. He says play on. U.S. got some good possession here with a really nice passing movement, unfortunately, but can't do anything with it in the box. Get there first, Rice. That's your job. Was that Mount? That was Mount.
Adrian Gio with a bit of banter for Uruguay here. He says, "Word has it that missing person is up for Darwin Nunez." That's hilarious. Same for Messi too. Said the Saudi Arabians, Adrian. But Darwin Nunez, I think I've always bantered that guy plenty of times, Adrian, and he almost punished me against the likes of against like the Spurs for Liverpool, but I just don't rate him. I just really don't. Just find him to be just a clumsy mess lots of times with how I watch him play. And I can't believe a guy who takes 7 shots per 90 isn't scoring more
Yeah.
often, if you ask me. And it does also show that he's a bit selfish with the fact that he's taking that many shots per 90.
Uh huh.
But big up Adrian, my man, and definitely file that missing person report. Surely, hopefully, the Uruguayans find him and return him home safe. Oh, good pass there from Slabhead. Oh, good chance here for Christian Pulisic now. Ball over the top to Timothy. Uh, Nothing
Poorly
happening
placed.
here.
Poorly placed. Yeah, and King Huddle, I agree, man. This does look like a Prem game. This looks like two teams that don't really want to come out of second gear because they don't want to make a mistake. Yeah, I'm sorry, the England forward line has enough quality to get through this U.S. back line
Hmm.
whenever they want to.
John Stones here on the ball. Good pressure by the U.S. though, not sitting too far back. Very different sort of kind of defensive shape than they came up against, of course. Where they were on Iran. What was it, like a five? It was basically a 5-4-1, if I'm not mistaken, with Iran. So
Mhm.
this is a pressure that we are putting on the ball here is a lot more difficult for them. We'll see. I think they could still open us up here. John Stones still John Stones. Finds Bellingham. Nice little first time pass. Tyler Adams is everywhere. He honestly is kind of, the American N'Golo Kante, if you ask me. He's just everywhere. It's just a nuisance. He's like a fly.
How old is he?
It's
No.
like 23,
He's
I
gonna be
think, 22,
okay. Yeah.
21 even maybe.
Yeah.
It's the golden generation, Nick. It's the
I mean,
Medford
well,
Messies. It's the Medford Messies.
it's going to be really interesting to see how this team is in another 4 years, man. When all of
Yeah.
these up and comers have international play underneath
Mhm.
them for club and make their different moves. So it was brought up before. Surprised to see no Reina in the squad. You think there's a specific reason for that? You think because he
I think
wants
it's
his
just
midfield
probably
to be a little more?
Bearhalter. I think it's just Bearhalter just being a numsicle, probably. I think
Gotcha. I thought he maybe wanted a little more defensive solidity in the
I don't.
midfield.
It's like
You know,
asking me to read Deschamps' mind or something. Like I can't be asked, like
oh,
it's
he's
a
getting through.
oh,
Whoa,
getting sauced
whoa.
up. I would say target Serginho Dest. I do not rate him as a defender. I
Gotcha.
find
Yeah,
I
yeah,
find him
yeah.
to be he's good going forward. He's actually good going forward, Dest, but he is shocking as a defender, at least in my opinion.
There've been a lot of odd deflections. It's like both sides aren't really sure what they're going to do after one ball is kicked. It's like everybody stops and freezes and
Well
waits to
done,
see what the heck's
Anthony.
happened. Nobody's attacking. Would you prefer to see a Jesse Marsh coaching this U.S. side?
If he fails at Leeds, you could probably say it wouldn't be a bad idea of him to maybe take the USA team. But let's say he does okay at Leeds, I would imagine that job would be sort of beneath him. It's not a glamorous job, I don't think.
Yeah, yeah.
And I
Yes,
don't
but
reckon. I bet you don't get paid very much either. So there's also
No,
that to be said.
I doubt you. I doubt you do, but you do give.
Or
Yeah,
the
there is.
USA team would have to probably think about paying him more, paying the coach more. If that were the case, they would have to up the salary.
If he was somewhat successful at Leeds, and then they
I
were
even
trying to
think if
get
he
him to
was
take the jump.
unsuccessful, he basically is, if I'm not mistaken, the best
I mean,
American coach out there right now. So
mhm.
there is something to be said about that. Oh, well done by Mr. Weah. Weston McKennie, top of the box here. Finally, we're deep in their half. Taking our time here, though. Nicely done. Into
Very
Yunus
nice.
Musa here. To Dest. Whip it in, son. Okay. To Weah. Oh!
Oh,
Weston McKennie with a glorious chance. Is it a
that
sitter?
was
I'm not
on a
sure,
plate.
but could have been a
I
sitter.
The
Look
speed
what
it was coming in, I think it was very difficult,
it
but
looked tough.
that was definitely a chance.
It looked
That
tough. There
was
are a lot
something
of
he should have
bodies
put
in the
in.
way here too. There are a lot of bodies in the
Now
way.
that was almost on a plate for him right there. And I
It
was
really,
about to
but he
say,
looked like he knew it. He knew it was coming to him too. He was setting up for it too, Nick.
yeah, absolutely. I was about to say right before that came in that England was defending very well as a unit. Movement was very, very good. Nobody was expecting what just happened there. Nobody made any move towards stopping that ball.
Yeah. Putty, I would just wait for. I'll try to remember to ask Davo, but just maybe send me another reminder another time, my man, and I'll try to tell Davo. But um, if he has your number, Putty, if Davo has your number, just wait on him to get to you. I just think he's pretty busy today and pretty busy this week, just sort of catching up with family and stuff. So maybe he just wasn't able to respond yet. But if he has your number, he should be able to get it to Brian. But I'll try to remind him if I can remember, my man. Big up.
Yeah, Dan Davenport, I agree 100%. I think Marsh needs at least one more season at Leeds.
Yeah.
Hopefully, I like the guy kind of. I think he's a little bit gung ho from what I usually like, but I would like to see him do well though there.
Yeah.
And even if he manages to keep them in the Prem, then I think he needs to stay at least one more season because he
Mm.
did not inherit a very easy job right there.
Oh, play on, sir. What? Let us play on. Give him a yellow then. If you give him a yellow then,
Hmm.
if you're not going to play on, at least give him a yellow. Jeez.
Sorry,
That's
Trippier is allowed to do that. It's in his name. He can do at least one of those without getting caught.
yeah, that's only fair.
No, that was a clear foul though.
I mean, it's strange that he didn't give it a yellow then. I feel like
Hmm.
he's going to pull it back. But then again, it's been pretty shocking refereeing most of this tournament because that is a thing with the World Cup is that the referees do come from sort of all over. So you'll have like a referee that might be actually quite good that you've never heard of, and then you'll have one that you're like, "What the hell is he on?" Sort of occasion. And I'm not saying it's reached that levels yet, but that was questionable. Well done by McKennie there, Christian. Anthony Robinson into McKennie here. Bit of a nice recovery. Whip it in, Anthony. Yunus
Oh,
Musa.
oh,
Got a lot of power behind that.
decent effort. Yeah, decent effort, but through bodies. I don't think it was ever going to work. Oh, and hit Rice. Yeah, I don't know. That was a nice shot, man. Good defending by Rice.
Slabhead. Well done, Musa. Putting his head in there.
Stay switched on, Rice. There you go. All right, we got to move everybody forward here. Luke Shaw
Good
with a
pass.
very nice pass. Mason Mount could not keep a hold of it. Some reason, ball was right at his feet.
Last 5 minutes, more chances for the USA.
Yes, without a doubt. England not taking advantage of it when they have the momentum. Mount trying to press here, but still very casual pressing. Both teams trying to play it out from the back on a regular basis. And a lot more safe football. It's getting into we're getting into snooze fest territory. Oh, that's got a that's a free kick. And he takes down Musa. He does indeed.
Good old flick by Christian.
Oh, step on the boot by Stones. Musa goes down. That's a free kick.
Free kick to the USA. Tim Ream to Zimmerman. I really do think it's absolutely absurd that we have two blonde man bun center backs. That it's just not okay. It's again Berhalter. Like these are things that you need to be looking at as a
Yeah,
manager.
yeah, yeah, yeah. You know, check yourself, man. Check yourself. There's got to be, and no Cameron Carter Vickers, right? He never gets a
Yeah,
call up on that, right?
yeah, I'm
Yeah.
ashamed, honestly. I wanted to see Carter Vickers, but Zimmerman has looked actually quite good, apart from the penalty he conceded. Well done. Oh, sir! Jeez.
Came off his shoulder. What's he talking about? I don't know about that.
Your thoughts on the Weston McKennie, um, Nick? Are you a fan of his? Do you like him?
I
Maybe skeptical?
I
Where do you
don't
stand?
dislike him. You know, I'll go as far as say that I think he is a very good player, man. And but I don't think that he's any better than what we have right now. I would not
You
put
don't
him
think
in
maybe we
over.
need him too much? You think sort of thing?
Do we need him more? No. I mean, do
Yeah.
we? Does he need? Does he replace Hoybier? I mean, not really for me right now, especially not as far as what Hoybier brings, other than his footballing skill, as far as solidity and leadership.
Probably doesn't
So,
replace Bentoncourt either.
no,
Yeah,
absolutely
yeah,
not. Not
yeah.
no, not right now. Does he
Oh, well
replace
done.
Basuma? I don't think so either. I think we had Basuma needs time,
Oh,
needs
but he's
matches.
making a
So
run here. He's surging. Weston plays a dime to Musa.
Musa, who's wide open,
Christian.
nobody marking
Come
him at
on,
all.
Christian. Oh, off
Oh,
the
that was a hell of a
bar.
shot. Hell of a shot off the bar.
Off the
I think Pickford
bar.
was
Jesus.
there. I think Pickford had it covered,
The
but that
Yanks
was
are
not a
all
bad
over the
effort.
English here.
Hmm.
We're going for a Bunker Hillian. Oh, what an effort.
So is it a goal kick?
We've
I think
actually,
that's
I
a
don't
goal
even think
kick.
we've, apart from Weston McKennie, we've actually done quite well in creating chances with, I would
Mm,
say, not the most opportunities, in fact. And also, maybe even the last few minutes, this has probably been more USA than England the last few minutes here.
yeah, I think you're right. Harry Kane coming down badly on the glute somehow. That's not
That's
good.
not good. That is not good.
Was there a push? No, it was definitely an elbow. I don't know about that. What are they calling? Are they calling a free kick on it? Yes, they are. Yes, I agree 100%. Can't be doing that to Harry like that.
Very nervous, Nick, when you heard those injury news.
For about Kane?
Yeah, or did you kind of,
Yeah.
were you not worried ever?
You know, we're gonna get an injury scare about Harry Kane during at least twice during any international tournament. You
Mm.
know, so I'm just used to it right now. I was kind of just put it in the back of my head and was not trying to get too concerned about it. You know, the question is if Kane has to be rested, you know, for an injury worry, or they just want to take him out, is what we have is it dangerous enough?
Hmm.
It's Callum Wilson, right?
Callum Wilson is the second striker that you could bring on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Luke Shaw here.
And Dan Davenport, I actually don't remember the '94 World Cup Finals because first off, it was the '90s, so I don't remember a whole heck of a lot about that. It was I was at the rave for pretty much all of the '90s. And secondly, I was not following world football the way I do now. I really started in and around 2005, 2006. So I basically start my history from there.
Yeah. Pickford here. Scanning, pointing, standing. Finds John Stones.
I know the way England have slowed down the pace of this
I
game is
it is
just
fascinating
mind-boggling.
actually. They're not playing
Yeah,
with
it doesn't
nearly as
make a
much
lot of
tempo.
sense.
USA, I think, are playing with a lot more urgency.
Mhm.
But that's probably maybe the case that the USA might know they'll get less of the ball here, and so they do have to be more urgent with it than maybe England. Not sure though, because I would say USA definitely had the better of the chances. And Ian is saying we're having our best spell of the match so far.
Yeah,
Good
Paul
chance here for
Beatty.
Luke Shaw going down the wing.
Uh,
Mason Mount whips it
well,
in.
is that Bellingham with the little tricky backflip? Yes, it was, and it was a
Scary.
hell of a good idea. We got Shaw passing it
Mason
back
Mount.
to Mount. Mount. Oh, for trying to find Harry Kane, but a little too close to goal. Paul Beatty, you were absolutely right. Pulisic on a break here. Yes, that point is not hidden from us at all. Great up front, a little shaky at the back. Yes, does remind me of somebody. Yeah, I would say too. There is many similarities between the England squad and Tottenham over the last few years in general.
Mm,
How the game's played. We all know that Southgate was very buddy buddy with Poch. He got a lot of tactical and formation tips from him.
mhm.
Many similarities.
King Hoddle saying England don't have a recognized reserve left back in the team, although
Right, that's
Trips
right.
can do it. I find that actually interesting that you say that, King Hoddle, because it then means that maybe in the back four, it's going to be Luke Shaw, but if you went to a back five, maybe they move Bukayo Saka to like left wing back or like something like that. He has experimented with that before. Good chance for USA. Oh, you got to play Anthony Robinson there. Might have been
Yeah,
offside.
what's embarrassing and depressing is didn't Southgate choose to take an aged Kyle Walker, yeah, instead of taking a Sessignon? And I don't think we can really argue with it, but I mean
Mm,
that's the state of affairs right
mm.
now. Instead of having a second left back. A lot of sloppy play from England at the moment. Let's get it together, lads. Slabhead with the long with the long ball going nowhere, going right into.
What don't I like about Alexi Lalas, Dan Davenport? How long do you have? That's
Yeah, I
probably.
mean, I don't know where you are, Dan Davenport. If you're in the U.S. and you just heard the tirade he went on Fox Sports before this match kicked off, you would have probably put your head through a window
You would
rather
think
than
he had
have to
eaten a.
hear him
You would think
again.
he had eaten a jalapeno also before because he was shaking. He was red faced. It was a little. It was a little embarrassing, if you ask me. There, Dan. Let's just say that Alexi Lalas is a bit embarrassing for the USA. He's not one that I'm proud to to share a passport with. If
Yeah,
I'll be
I mean, I
honest.
agree. I agree, man. I agree. I'm not a huge fan. Who is? Anybody in the chat?
I
Let
even
us.
actually I once since I was growing up here, Nick, there was Bayern Munich once came to Portland, and so I went down to Portland to see Bayern Munich play. And
Mm,
Alexi Lalas was there. And even at that age, like at the ripe age of 12 years old, I was still like, I
like,
hate this
"Eh,
guy.
that guy's a dick.
I was just, yeah, it was amazing that even a 12-year-old was just like, I hate this guy.
Good clearance from Slabhead. There was no way you were getting that ball back behind
Uh,
by that big melon.
he put the weight
Um,
of England behind that one.
Uh-huh, he did. He did. So we've got, I don't know in the chat if you could tell him, we've got Fox Sports doing the coverage of the World Cup for the
Mm.
entire tournament here. Who's doing it in the UK? Is it Sky Sports?
Uh,
Unfortunately, Fox Sports is of all the
ITV,
networks. Is it
I believe it's
ITV?
ITV and BBC are doing it, if I'm not mistaken. Talk Sport has been doing coverage, but I'm not sure if they're all doing coverage for the most part. Like we only have really, I don't know, like one outlet doing. I don't know, Nick. I think
No, it's just
I think
yeah, it's
actually
just Fox
showing the
Sports.
games is the BBC. I think BBC is
Is
the
the
one actually
BBC
showing the
okay?
games. Oh, ball over the top here. Good play by Weston. Here he is. Find him,
Nice
Christian.
cross, but there's
Oh,
nobody there.
it's a poor
Get
cross.
there first, Saka. Don't let him overtake you like that. Okay, come on, turn. There you go, Rice. To Harry Kane. Harry Kane is really trying to play way too much hold up ball this match for me. He
Mm,
really thinks he definitely feels
dropping
he
too
can
deep.
outmuscle. Yeah, and he feels that he's got the better physically of everybody who he's up against, which may be the case, but I just worry he's going to hurt himself. Bellingham getting stuck in.
The Jazz Fusion saying when it comes to Lalas, he says he raises obnoxious to an art form.
Yeah, it's spot on, my friend.
uh,
Spot on.
yeah.
So what I was saying is, man, unfortunately for us, Fox Sports, of all the networks that could possibly do it, Fox Sports has the worst pool of people to choose from in their
Mm,
commentary section, and it will
mm.
just drive you nuts. Landon
And
Donovan, I've never been able to stand.
oh, Dest!
Oh, very nice shot,
Ah!
very nice chance, bobbing and weaving through there. England is really starting to show its frailty in the back at the moment.
Absolutely right, but yeah, he's it's Fox. They just want to pick the most. They just want to upset you. That's what it is, Dan. They just
Yeah,
want you to be upset when you look at the panel of hosts. They even, I think, even Alexi Lalas got fired basically from ESPN uh, for being such a knobhead at times, even because I don't think he's ever on ESPN any longer, if I'm not mistaken. So it's
yeah, I
just,
don't think so. Yeah,
yeah.
I don't think
So
so.
it just shows. Big up, Tequila. Good to see you in the house, my man. Christian
Corner from
Pulisic whips it
Pulisic,
in.
ball in, right to slab head.
It's a head you can't miss.
Yeah, no, it's like it's got its own gravity.
He's
It's
wired
like the
in here.
sun. Uh huh.
He's got that scowl on his face. The eyebrows are furrowed for Slaphead.
Dest is nearly as good as Emerson, right? He's a great right back. Yeah, England have been poor so far, man. They have had their chances though, but definitely nothing in the last 25 minutes. But they're not using what they have up front to the best
Mm,
advantage, in my opinion.
Christian. Well done. Fine, Christian. Here he is.
Yeah, Pulisic is
I
all
think it's
over
Haji right
right
here.
there. Get the
Whip it
press
in,
on,
Dest.
Shaw.
Oh, Christian! Ah, good try. God, we're getting all the chances here. Yanks are looking pretty good, says Ribsy85. I think we are. We're getting majority of the chances right now at this stage. England were really opening us up down that right hand side in the beginning of the game through the likes of Saka, Trippier, but it's gone a bit quiet for the English, I would say. And the Americans
Mm.
have had no problem in kind of creating little chances, kind of out of nothing. It's not been like super clear cut chances, maybe apart from I would say that Weston McKennie chance, but probably have looked like the better side at this moment in time.
Yeah, without a doubt. And I think it's just, England's letting them get through the midfield and get a chance to open up the defense. And that's inexcusable. Yeah, I'm hoping that in the second half there's a big change around in impetus,
Yeah.
and saying we have to put our foots through this ball and into the back of the net.
Bilal saying Fox Sports Americanizes their coverage instead of focusing on the match play. That is actually
Yeah, of
just
course.
perfect. That's so spot on.
Yeah,
They just yank it up pretty much. They just
yeah,
turn the yank up to 100 when it comes to it. When it comes to turn it to 11, they turn it up to 11. Bilal. But yeah, it's like I said. Oh, way Anthony Robinson, a bit of a lack of quality there. But yeah, Bilal, it's believe me, it's a shame and it's unfortunate that we have to deal with that over here at the USA. If you thought the BBC was bad, believe me, we would love to have the BBC instead of Fox Sports for this USA coverage. Probably why you're even watching this watch along right now, to be honest, is because Alexi
yeah.
Lalas and Stu Holden turned you off. Uh, here it
All
is,
right,
though.
here we
Good
go.
chance, Jude Bellingham. Ah, he should have
Can
taken it down. Oh,
can the
but
Wonder
it's
Boy
a
did
good
that? Excellent
ball.
cross out of nothing. Did Shaw get past him?
Oh, Luke
Shaw did
Shaw
get past him.
here! Saka!
Oh,
Oh!
very difficult for Saka. That was a
Great
very
run.
difficult angle.
Those were sketchy. Those were sketchy. Those were good chances there for England.
Those were very good chances, and this is where England shows its experience. You know, these are
Mm.
players that can get through that defense, defense that's that weak. You know, if you're letting Luke Shaw run, wiggle around you like that, something ain't right there.
70% of the world is covered in water. The rest is covered by slab heads, forehead, says Ian Ferguson.
I think very true, man. I think Maguire does have his own airspace. I think they generally, usually, when he's playing at Old Trafford, they have to divert traffic around the stadium.
Mm. Covers the span of the globe, that forehead. Here we are. Luke Shaw into Kane. Good hold up play by Big
Very
H.
good hold up.
Taking his time here,
But
though.
he's wondering
Swiveling his head.
where is his backup. He's wondering where's the midfield.
Bellingham plays it out wide
Oh,
to Luke Shaw here. Nice pass and a
very nice
Sterling
pass.
to Mason Mounts. Great
Whoa!
save.
Very
That
good
was
save. Very good
lovely
save.
by England. Absolutely
Uh,
lovely play.
I have my doubts as whether I think Mount should have taken that shot. Oh wait a minute, nah, there was nobody else around him. He had to take that shot.
Now he's getting closed
Absolutely.
down by the two man
Yeah.
buns as well. Once you have two, man buns, I mean, there's no other scenario. I mean, it's either a microbrewery or the USA men's national team when you have two blonde man buns closing you down like that.
There you go. Get the IPAs out. Only 1 minute of overtime. And that's testament to the type of game this has been. There have not been that many fouls. It hasn't been too rough in general.
Hmm. Kieran Trippier whips it in. Uh-oh. Good.
Mm.
Maybe Russia here, Turner. Russia here.
No, he's gonna wait till the half. He's gonna wait till the ball's called.
And it's
Yeah.
halftime. Ah, how do we feel, Nick? I'm feeling confident, and I would imagine you are feeling nervous.
I don't. You know what? I don't know. I parody King Hoddle, nail on the head. England has exposed its weaknesses there and has gotten very lucky. But I actually think that the most on target chances have been from England. I've been two from Harry Kane, and one from Mason Mount just now. Those were dead on. Pickford has had, I think, two saves. Maybe correct me if I'm wrong, but everything else has been wide.
Mm, yeah. If anything, would you say England have had the better chances of the game? USA? If I were to maybe take off my Yankee hat here, I would probably say it's maybe a bit split down the middle because I think the USA had a good spell. They really did have a good spell of sort of creating chances, but England really were probably the better team in the first 10 or 12 minutes, I thought,
Mhm.
in opening us up. And then they probably looked like one of the better teams in the last 5 or 6 minutes there. So if you were to kind of maybe judge the scale of the chances here, Nick, would you say any of these teams should be 1-0 up, or is it maybe deservedly so 0-0 at halftime?
USA praying we bring on Dyer. Let's hope not. You know what, man? I honestly, I think that McKennie miss was a sitter. I really think that with that shot from Mount just now, and also Kane's couple of chances, England should be one up, in my opinion. I think that there's a possibility of a save from Pickford for any of USA's chances so far.
Yeah.
But that's not to say the USA have been playing poor.